Hello, and welcome to Gay City, where I'll be running the orange course. I orienteered here once before with my boys where we did the white and then the yellow course. Well, off we go. Now we can't go in a straight line because wading the stream is interdicted. So I'll need to cut left, get onto this bridge, and then follow the track up. And I was hoping to catch one of the old stone walls that's in this vegetation and cue off that, but I didn't. So seeing the open area that represents the pond, I said, okay, turn left here and start looking for the control. And there was a bit of bush bashing, as it were, until, there she is. Good. Okay, we'll punch in. There's always a sense of relief when you find that first control, like, I've got this. That sense of the map, I can find everything, we'll be good to go. The second control was much easier. We cross the track, and then there's the stone wall to cue off of, and then it's in between two depressions that's near fragments of the stone wall. And there it is. Okay, good. Off for number 3. It's going to be a bit more challenging in its way. There's not a whole lot to cue off of. It's basically get on an azimuth and go. There's an intermittent stream, but things were fairly dry, so that wasn't too apparent. And then there's some boulders, so I kept checking each boulder. Is it this one? Is it that one? Just in case. You know, sometimes you get motoring and you lose track of yourself. Oh, there she is. Okay, good. Now, going to 4 will be another long distance one as well. Unfortunately, I don't have video of crossing this stream, but that rock outcropping is the cliff face and boulders you can see right by the stream. I had some battery issues that day. And you can see the slight slope of the ground as it drops off to the side, and there's also the track. We could have grabbed the track. Instead, I decided to go essentially beeline, now crossing the track. And then I made a mistake. I was pulling to the right at this time, and I got into this dense vegetated area with some freestanding water and mud, and it's like, stop, back out. Let's skirt this thing as we should have from go, and around the back side of it, as it were, is control 4. Okay.
41.
5 is going to be pretty straightforward. We're going to cross this first trail.
Okay.
And then we'll grab the second trail and follow it along. These rocks represent where the inlet stream crosses the trail and then dumps into that pond.
Hard turn right.
And then when we get to this sharp bend, we'll turn, go down the hill, and then work our way up the valley to the control. Okay, going for number 6. This is going to be a bit of a hike, as it were. But the finding control wasn't too hard, actually. I again decided to sort of beeline it instead of pulling to the right and grabbing a substantial tract you can now just see in the upper right-hand corner of the map. And there's a fellow orange here. The more advanced courses shared some controls. And if I'm going clockwise, they're going anti-clockwise. So during the day, I bumped into 3 competitors, but not competing against me. Take my meeting. Okay, we're coming across that stream. We had pulled to the right a fair amount, so I turned left and went up till we got to the fork in the stream, and that's where the control is. I have a bit of a problem that sometimes I pull left and sometimes I pull right. Most people go one or the other, and it's much more predictable. Oh well, we all have our limitations. Unfortunately, problem with the camera or the battery, we have no video for the next 2 legs, or almost no video. But fairly straightforward run. Take a beeline, grab the track, and you see that stone wall enclosure, which gave me a sort of a queuing off, and then finding the control. And that was pretty painless. This next one gave a little more trouble, which is why the map track is going at the rate it is. I did find that trail junction, no problem. And then it should be relatively straightforward to cue off the stone wall. You know, it's right on the line, as it were. But somehow I pulled to the right again. I guess I pulled more right this day than left, but not entirely. And I was looking at those 2 rock fields to the right first before, wait a minute, it's this one, and found the control. And here it is. You can see right in a separate distinct boulder, it's a collection of fairly large rocks. Right. Well, we've got video, but unfortunately we don't have a lot of visual cues to work off of on this particular leg. It really is a case of get the compass set right and go, and be careful not to pull too far left or right. There's some up and down of hills, and that's giving us some information about progress. It's not really giving us much information we can use in terms of left-right, which presents some challenges. But as we come along, we will get to a track. The first track tells us, okay, we're almost there, and then it's kind of coming up this hill.
Okay, here's that trail.
As we go. And then the control itself is in that depression. So just all the rocks on the ground, and then control 9 is in a small depression at the top of the hill. Okay, now for this next one, where we've got a lot more information to work off of, we're going to head out, we'll catch the pond to our right and follow the track in to really know where we are. I had intended to turn left and follow the stone wall down to number 10, or the vicinity of it. But I blew past it, and by the time I realized my mistake, it's like I was almost by the bridge. So I went vicinity of the bridge, turned in, followed the stone wall that's now in the upper portion of the map, down to where 10 is, and then had to beat the bush a bit looking for the control. It was kind of on the one particular side of the depression. I was reading it more like in that depression. I'm going to follow that stone wall back out, cross over the bridge, which you can't see on the map right at the moment, and then come up the hill on a track. And then as we get to that open area, I can get a little bit of running, because mostly I walk this stuff. Well, I had a grand day out, and I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful.
Yeah,
Thank you for joining me. Take care.
Woods.